What it is, guys? It's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you with more Danmachi. Now, today we are talking about the current events that are running in Danmachi, and really what you should be focusing on, and how to strategize for what we are going to be receiving in the very near future in regarding to this game. In regards to this game, words are hard sometimes, you know what I mean? So, let's talk about this, alright? I'm going to go to the quests here. I'm going to show you basically what I've been working on first and foremost. Okay, if we go to the events, we have two major events right now, and of course the Heroic Trial. You always got to run the Heroic Trial. We'll do our own video on that separately. I haven't done it yet. Real talk, I don't have the Casino Lady Shakti, but I do plan on getting her, hopefully, one of these days. So it's a great bond, but there's another use for that bond that we'll talk about in tomorrow's video. But today we're talking about the wedding mission and Grand Day Eve, I guess we should say. Okay? In the wedding mission, that is going to be going on for like another week. So for me, for my money and for my time, I think running the Grand Day event is going to be kind of your first and foremost. Let's talk about the wedding mission, because you do not want to sleep on this. This is the gacha. Of course, make sure you're doing your gachas so you can get all your CP rewards and 3-star tickets out of this. But more than that, let's go to the exchange here, which is actually what I meant to do in the first place, but smooth transition there. No one will ever know. Hero Medal and Flame Amulet. Don't sleep on these, because as you know, those are paths to a Prism Bond. Gnome Ticket. Those are paths to a Star Bond. So make sure that you are doing these things, okay? Plus, we haven't talked about the event tails. I will talk about that shortly. It is something that's brand new to the game. Just came in the past week and change. So we'll talk about all that. Plus, remember, we do have a Familia event coming up, so make sure you grind your Faith Stones out, okay? That is not something you want to sleep on, okay? Now, Whetstones are kind of going to be my big one here. Now, obviously, you want to get the tickets. You want to get all the normal stuff first. Whetstones are going to be probably my biggest farm in here, because if you notice, Falna is kind of limited. Now, you can get Falna and you can get books from the gacha, so I would say focus on the gacha for that kind of stuff. The Whetstones and things like that. Once you get all your main things, that's what you want to farm the wedding event for. Reason I say that is because we go back over here, and the main reason that I'm running the Grand Day before I'm running this one. Grand Day, just like the last event that was just around. If we go down here, oh, yep, there's Shakti. We'll talk about her in a moment. And there's another event units ticket. We'll talk about that in its whole separate video. That's a whole discussion by itself, okay? Whetstones. Now, I've already bought all the large Whetstones, so they're gone. I need to farm the crap out of these, but if we go down here to books, books are unlimited. Books have no limit here. Also, if we go down to Falna, Falna has no limit. So, for me, for my time, and for my money, I think Grand Day Eve, you should be farming this for Falna and for books. 110%. If I go back out here, and I go to shop, and I go to the event exchange, a video I had never really got out last week was talking about the quest, the one that just went away, okay? Now, as you'll see, I have 2 bonds of him that I haven't done yet because I've got gold bonds, and I'm going to throw those into him. I'm not worried about that. What I'm going to do, because you do want to MLB this dude. If you haven't already, before this goes away, make sure you, if you have the stuff to do it, make sure you MLB him, because it's the only opportunity to get him at all, and you need him for certain dispatch quests. But if I go down here, you'll notice I've unfortunately already exhausted my large Whetstones, but the mediums and smaller there. But more importantly than that, once again, this has no limit on books. Books and Falna are going to be crucially important, because you're going to want to start increasing a lot of units even if you don't use them. That's coming up in a separate video, but I want to make you aware of this now. You want to start increasing your 3 stars and your 2 stars because you want that. You want the Iris reward from that. Plus, you want them to run dispatch quests and things like that. But the Iris reward is going to become absolutely imperative. That is coming in a separate video, but it should kind of go without saying if you've been playing the game for a while. If you have not, then trust me, the quest and the Grand Day Eve, use these to farm a lot of Falna and a lot of books. Like, I'm not going to spend all of my books or all my stuff on books here, but I am going to go pretty hard. Let's see, I could get 172 large books. I'm going to decrease that down to... I'll do it later. It's a lot of maintenance right now. But my goal is after the Grande Eve goes away, I want to have minimum 100 of each fauna. Crazy as that sounds, that's my goal. 100 of each fauna, as many books as I can muster. So, as you can see, I've got 688 of the dragon eggs over here. Now, the other thing I could do is I could go down here, and I could farm up these smaller fauna, and then use those, obviously, in the increase in the fauna shop. But that's what you guys should be doing with this. Grande Eve is basically just like the quest in the fact that all those dragon eggs and all that we got over there should be used exclusively once you've exhausted the main stuff for books and fauna. It's very, very important. Okay? But make sure you do not sleep on the 4-star ticket. Just got that myself right now. And the 11 draw 3-star tickets. Remember, that can actually turn into a 4-star. Let's go do those polls real quick, and we'll just make this a real quick kind of a gush video. The long and the short of it is the reason you want to be doing that is because every time you limit break a unit, you get 10 iris, okay? That 10 iris adds up very, very quickly. Plus, you need those units MLB'd to run the dispatch quests. You get great rewards on a dispatch quest. You have a really good opportunity to get iris out of that quest. Sometimes up to 2. I've gotten 5 before. So make sure that you're doing your dispatch quests daily. Remember, 2nd anniversary is on us in just a matter of, at this point, days. Okay, let's see who we get here real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know which one this is. That is... Oh! I hope I didn't put a bond into her. I believe, and I'll go show you what I'm talking about right now. And then we'll do our 3-star pull. So we go to the status board. I was not expecting to pull her. That's awesome. But I think I have her MLB'd. I think I put a bond into her. I think I did. Where's she at? Alright, let's filter this down by assists and by 4 stars. Boom. Yeah, I put a prism bond into her. So that's a bond of her I cannot use. And that's why you gotta be careful with your prism bonds, guys. You gotta be really careful with them. But I needed her at the time. This was like 2 months ago, so I'm not overly worried about it. We'll talk about that in tomorrow's video when I talk about those types of things. But that whole video is gonna be just its own little thing. Now, let's go do the 11 draw. Maybe we'll get another 4-star on the 11 draw. Maybe. It's like I think overall like a 3% chance, something like that. Who knows? Fingers crossed though, because you never know. You never know. I could really use one of those Artemises. All right. Gold dirt doesn't necessarily mean we could get a fake out. Okay. Let's see, Loki, 2-star Demeter. All right, nothing of any real specific value yet. Don't think we're gonna get lucky on this one. I think this one's a bust. That's okay. Let me know what you got out of your 4-star ticket and your 3-star 11 draw. If you got anything really valuable out of there. I won't say I got shafted on that. Once again, it's only a 3-star guarantee because we're also going to use those bonds tomorrow. Those of you that have been around for a while, you know what video's coming tomorrow. But for now, just understand those bonds are going to become vitally important. And we'll talk about all this. Everything I'm talking about right now is leading up to 2nd anniversary. So you want to pay attention. If we go in here into the guild, in fact, I'll just do one real quick. If we go into the status board, this is kind of getting us slightly off topic. I think I've got a bond to feed in her, don't I? I do. And we've got endurance fauna. Perfect. We'll upgrade her levels real quick. And here we go. All right. So if you notice here, I've got a bond to feed into this Hestia, and that's perfect because I want to spend all my 4-star bonds I can right now. Let's go limit break. Let's use a bond. Bada bing, bada boom. She's now +2. I'm not going to worry about releasing all that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here to guild, and I'm going to go to my total rewards. 224 limit breaks in total. You get 10 iris for every limit break you do. Now, limit breaks are extremely expensive, but with the quest and with the the quest that just went away, and with the Grand Day event, you should have enough fallen and enough books to start really limit breaking the crap out of some people. Okay, for real. All right, and plus we're getting a ton over here for all these first place tickets, which is really, really nice. All this Falna and all these, well, I don't know about that. That right there, the Valis, I could, you know, I'm clearly not hurting for Valis. But the Falna and especially the potato snacks and all that stuff, they're really coming in handy right now. Because my grind right now is to limit break as many units as I can. Because if you guys were at the stream the other night, I was down to what, like 800 stamina? Alright, 800 stamina. 800 iris, and look at me now. The goal is to have close to 6,000 iris before 2nd anniversary kicks off. And I gotta tell you, playing this game every day and grinding this game out and making sure we get all of our daily events and everything like that, that's all free-to-play iris. 100% free-to-play iris. I've not dropped a dime into this game. It should tell me here what's free. Yeah. 0 paid iris. 0 paid iris. Grind it out, guys. It's time to grind for real. For real. You're gonna want all of these rewards for 2nd anniversary. I'm gonna keep just hammering that home. Now, I will be back tomorrow to talk about bonds and all that stuff because, as you guys know, first of the month we have a big event that comes up every single month regarding bonds, and this is gonna be a pretty important one to pay attention to. So make sure you tune in for that. Other than that, guys, let me know what you got from the tickets. I'm gonna call the video there. You should know right now what to really focus on. Now, don't sleep on either one of these events. The wedding missions you should definitely be doing. If you've got enough out of the quest, and you've got enough out of the Grand Day, that's fine. If you're sitting pretty on like 1,000 of everything, more power to you. Unfortunately, I'm not. But make sure you're taking care of this. Make sure you're taking advantage of it while it's here. Because when we get into all the other stuff, those events, like the wedding event, are going to be super limited. I'm warning you now. I'm warning you now. That's the video, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up at Booker. We'll be back tonight with the return of Pokemon to the stream. Because that was apparently a hit. So we're going to keep doing that on Friday nights. We'll be back tomorrow night with Dragon Ball Heroes. Sunday, we don't know yet. But I've got a big update coming to the channel. We've got all new games. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. There's never, ever going to be dry content on this channel ever again. We're going to have so much fun going forward. So stay tuned for all that. I will catch them all later tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about those bonds. Because there's absolutely nothing I like more than... You know what? I'm not even going to go there. If your mind's as dirty as mine, you know right where I was going with that. 6 and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me.